Cathie Wood just made a good move and grabbed some xAI. We know that xAI actually turned down money. Elon could have raised more money if he wanted to, and he was able to pick and choose exactly who he wants to take money from. And obviously, Cathie Wood is an ally of Elon Musk, so he did not turn her down. All right, PNT is reported to have signed a large order with Tesla for equipment for dry electrode processes. The contract was signed in the first quarter of this year. The first batch was signed, and additional contracts, more than double, can be expected within this year. This is the source. I translated this from Korean. If Tesla can nail the dry manufacturing process, it will be great for Tesla. Tesla has announced plans to appear at an upcoming storage conference in Germany in the coming weeks as the company continues to ramp its energy business. The event is taking place between June 18th and 21st with 760 total exhibitors. With all of the new tariffs going on, there's a good chance that Tesla is going to have another Megapack factory built, maybe somewhere in Europe. Remember all the hype about the SU7 from Xiaomi? By the way, I think the vehicle looks great. Maybe it's not for everyone, but I personally like how it looks. It started off really strong, and then every week, pretty much less sales than the previous week, but now it's picking up again, still way behind the Model 3 though. I will try to keep an eye on this every week and compare these two. What is going on here? Elon says, this is one of the dumbest things anyone has ever said. This has to be good. Oh, it's actually like a whole debate and everything. Okay. It all started with Elon saying, join xAI if you believe in our mission of understanding the universe, which requires maximally rigorous pursuit of the truth without regard to popularity or political correctness. To which this guy replied with, join xAI if you can stand a boss who claims that what you are working on will be solved next year, no pressure. He makes it sound like it's a bad thing. It's a good thing. Unless you are lazy and you don't want to work, then yeah, don't join. Claims that what you are working on will kill everyone and must be stopped or paused, claims to want a maximally rigorous pursuit of the truth, but spews crazy conspiracy theories on his own social platform. At least this person admits that he likes Tesla cars, the rockets, and the solar panels, as well as the satellite network. Yeah, and for all the respect I have for your work, and as one of the few who convinced me to learn about machine learning more than 15 years ago, why don't you start your own AI company and try to do good, staying at Meta? And telling others they are wrong is a bit odd. You know, the company that sometimes censors people when it really matters. Oh, but I'm a scientist, not a business person or product person, says Yan. So yeah, of course, that gives him a pass to criticize everyone, right? So what science have you done in the past 5 years? And here he was set up for one of the dumbest things I've ever seen anyone say. Over 80 technical papers published since January 2022. What about you? Actually, sounds pretty good. 80 papers sounds like a lot, actually. Well, if it's not published, it's definitely not science. This is one of the dumbest things anyone has ever said. Does anyone know how many scientific papers Elon Musk has published about rockets, satellites, electric vehicles? How many? This is a great example how someone with supposedly a gigantic IQ can say something incredibly dumb publicly. To qualify as science, a piece of research must be correct and reproducible. You know, like things being launched into space over and over and over again, many times. There were a few more exchanges. We also learned that Tesla doesn't use CNNs much these days. And now the big scientist is asking Elon, who obviously does no science, how is he able to do this thing, which requires understanding of science. There's quite a bit of nuance in what Tesla is using and how it is doing. It's a bit technical. I'm not going to go into it, but feel free to pause and read. If you really care about safety and you don't buy a Tesla, I don't think you really care about safety as much as you might think you do, because these cars are really safe. Not only if you do get into a crash, you are going to be safer than in other vehicles, but the chances of actually crashing are definitely lower, not just because of FSD and autopilot, but because it is a stable vehicle and The software, I'm sure, is helping to stabilize the vehicle here a little bit as well. Tesla's special loan rate is supposed to end now this Friday. We'll see if Tesla continues with something similar, or maybe there could be a price cut. But I think with what we saw yesterday from AJ, him showing that he got a trade-in valuation about 4 months after he submitted a request for a trade-in vehicle. 4 months later, Tesla contacts him with a much higher valuation for the same vehicle, about 10,000 more. That sort of tells me that Tesla is not planning to do more big price cuts. So I would be a bit surprised with a price cut. Now, AJ lives in Germany though, so not in the US. The markets could be a little bit different, but it's probably true across the globe to some degree. But lower financing rates, I do expect these. Speaking of the US, the future of electric vehicles will be made in America by union workers, posted the president. Now, the reason why Sawyer is so confused about what's happening here is because he doesn't understand it's okay to make EVs at a giant loss forever, because this is how you win. And Faraday Future obviously is winning big. They just published today that they sold a total of 6 FF91 EV models and leased an additional 6 in all of 2023. Faraday recorded revenue of $784,000 in that period. Yeah, that company is now in the ICU. Oh, they're not gonna last, will they? Elon responded to the president. Biden cares a lot more about whether Tesla is unionized than whether Tesla is saving the environment. And I made a new exclusive video on Patreon. Good news for Tesla investors. Make sure to watch it before June ends. Not May, June. Better to watch it now. If you're a Patreon, I will see you there. If not, you're welcome to join. By joining Patreon, you will have access to all of my exclusive videos on Patreon, as well as how much I am willing to pay for each Tesla share between 2024 and 2033. If you join the investor tier, you will also have access to my valuation model, where you will see all of my assumptions, including deliveries, the energy business, Tesla's future businesses like FSD, and of course much more. And then if you want to easily download that and put in your own numbers, then this third tier is for you. To all of my Patreon supporters, thank you so much. Make sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't yet as well. It's really important to like the videos because that makes it less likely that the channel will be shadow banned later, like my other big channel got shadow banned before from about 50% of my regular viewers. Also, remember that this Saturday I will not do a video on this channel, but I will do a live stream on another channel, on the Clips channel. There will be a link down below to subscribe to that channel if you don't want to miss the live stream on Saturday.